Over the weekend, FEMA has shown who the organization really cares about. And it's not you. It's illegal immigrants that FEMA has spent $1.4 billion to help. Illegal immigrants that are coming into this country are just taking from us in our organizations. But they all of a sudden don't have any money to give to Americans that pay for this very program. They have let at least 424,800 illegal immigrants into this inner cities of America, which is $3,219 for each person. But that's just a minimum estimate for what they're giving per illegal immigrant. But let's just keep with their illegal immigrant numbers for a very moment. That's not even bad when you hear what you, the American citizen, are getting.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met.
Yes, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Americans will get $750. Wow. Before all of the fact checkers come in here, Newsweek, a left-wing organization, has already whooped in and fact-checked this to be true, but it needs context. And I will give you that very context. America is giving these affected people money towards groceries, which is $750. Wow. Plus, they said that they already gave 8.8 million meals. Oh my God. So how many people are actually affected by Hurricane Helen or Hurricane Helene, how some people are saying it? Well, that is about, I don't know, because they don't say it. I have to do my own calculations. But we need to complete this context that Newsweek says that we must give with this fact, right? They're giving 8.8 million meals, right? They're giving 7.4 million liters of water, and they're giving 150 generators. Wow. And they are giving 225,000 tarps for storm zones. Wow. It said this in a very statement. But when you count how many people that are actually affected, which is not direct public information, which the federal administration does not want you to actually know, you have to sit there and count every single county affected, which is at very minimum 2,494,773, which means that each person will get three meals for one day. That's it, which is so helpful considering you have no house and you have no other food that you can possibly get because the restaurant down the street has now been destroyed. The reason why this administration is not coming out with direct numbers of those people affected is because of this very fact. It's disgusting. But keep in mind, this is only North Carolina counties, not even counting counties in Tennessee and Florida and other states that this hurricane has made landfall. So long story short, everyone saying that FEMA is doing a good job is lying to themselves at very minimum. And at this point, I would call it complete malice. With that being said, we're digging deep into FEMA, the organization that is supposed to be the Federal Emergency Management Assistance.
Facts over tracks, isn't that spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
Digging right in, we have a Daily Wire article. We have FEMA's reputation is underwater and another hurricane is headed for Florida. So again, we just completed a hurricane. Now we have another hurricane. FEMA has completely destroyed its reputation. And not only are they not handing out enough resources, they are actively blocking civilians from actually doing the work that they cannot themselves complete. They are blocking Elon Musk and SpaceX's organization from getting to the people and actually making sure that there's zones that people can actually get in touch with their loved ones because cell service is out on some of these counties. It's still out on some of these counties. Some of them are back online, thank God, but some of them are not back online. So their loved ones have no idea if they're actually okay, if they're not okay, if they're dead, if they're missing, they have no idea. So for those who do not spend their Sunday mornings glued to the TV, their Sunday afternoons attempting to dig through a week's worth of network and cable news spin, the Daily Wire has completed a short summary of what you have missed. So the death toll for Hurricane Helen rises above 225, becoming the deadliest hurricane in mainland since Hurricane Katrina in 2005. And if we go back to 2005, George Bush, which was the president at the time, flew over the affected area to actually see exactly what's going on down there, and he was getting heat. Never mind the heat that FEMA should have had. right now. It should have gotten right now. FEMA's not getting any heat. The director needs to stand down. She's completely failed us, the people, and she does not know how to manage a situation at all. So the administrator, Diane Criswell, pushes back on baseless claims about the agency's funding following Hurricane Helen. Quote, "It's ridiculous and just plain false. It's really a shame that we're putting politics ahead of helping people." No, you're putting politics ahead of helping people because you only gave people breakfast, lunch, and dinner for one day. And that is only in North Carolina. Never mind Florida. Never mind Tennessee. What are we doing here? What are we doing? And you're sitting here gaslighting the American people? What are you even talking about? She also says that when you have this dangerous rhetoric, it creates fear in our own employees, and we need to make sure that we're getting help to the people who need it. Okay, so why don't you just go and do it? Well, because you don't have any funding, because you gave all of that funding, $1.4 billion that you had, to illegal immigrants. Just absolutely disgusting. And then Face the Nation comes out and says that on these false claims and conspiracy theories swirling after Hurricane Helen devastated North Carolina, not only North Carolina, they're just saying North Carolina because it looks a little bit better for them. No, it's not just North Carolina that was affected. It's also Tennessee because I saw bridges that was collapsed over there. And I also saw people that were affected in Florida. Many of the observations are not even from the people on the ground. We don't need any of these directions on the ground. It's at the expense of the hardworking first responders and people that are just trying to recover their life. So what are you even talking about? They can't recover their life if they have their no home. They have their home completely destroyed. People are dead. People are missing. Like, what are we doing here exactly as a first world nation? North Carolina Senator says that federal spending on immigrants has not affected the federal response to Hurricane Helen recovery, as Donald Trump has claimed. Okay, yes, but the thing is, yes, we can sit here and lie that it's two separate things. No, you are missing the facts. And the facts are that FEMA is a government-led organization. If a government-led organization has given 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to people affected for one day, that is not enough. And then you're giving people $750 to actually go to the grocery store and pick some things out. Okay, whoa. So you help them for 2 weeks plus 1 day. Oh my goodness, graciousness. How could you ever manage? But you gave $3,300 to illegal immigrants coming in. You are a federal agency, just like how the federal agencies have given illegal immigrants money. It just does not make any sense. Dana Bash goes on and presses Laura Trump on her false claims about the aftermath of Hurricane Helen. Okay, are we going to completely ignore that Newsweek, a left-leaning organization, has claimed that this is true? But it needs context that it is providing meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 1 day for these people. Are we going to completely ignore that? No, but you're going to sit here and you're going to try to yell at Laura Trump. Oh, how dare you do this? How dare you say false claims? What are you even talking about? It's not a false claim. It's a completely true claim, but you need it to be with the context of them providing breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the people that were affected last Friday. Like, what are you even doing? Like, it just doesn't even make any sense. And even the people that say here and say, oh, well, they also got water. Okay, well, they didn't even get 1 liter each for water. You know how much water I drink every single day? A gallon. You know how many liters are in a gallon? Many. I don't have the exact number. Many. Okay, that's what the short answer is. So now when we say here and look at the completely disastrous response from this federal agency and compare that to what we're giving illegal immigrants, yes, of course, people are going to be upset. People are right to be upset. But not only are we handing out money left and right to illegal immigrants, we're also now giving $50,000 to encourage LGBTQRSTVWXYZ teen wilderness conservation efforts. So taxpayer funds went to an Oregon-based organization that hopes to diversify the outdoors. Wow, oh my God, in the nick of time, right? October 7th, this was actually published today by the Daily Wire. The Department of Agriculture has set up to pay $50,000 to encourage children and young adults who identify as transgender, lesbian, gay, or bisexual to go to the wilderness conservation trips to the Pacific Northwest. Okay, how about pansexual? But there's no pans inside of the woods here, so the pansexuals, they're not invited. Okay, it's just there's no pans. Okay, the grant, which stated in 2022 and runs through 2026, has awarded the Northwest Youth Corps, a conversation organization based in Eugene, Oregon, that works to diversify the outdoors. The grant funds lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer inclusion in Sound to Summit Cruise, in the apparent reference to two different programs. The Northwest Youth Corps explains how it intends to diversify the outdoors, adding that it is a key element of our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion is fielding single identity affinity crews and internships to supply and support communities historically underserved in the outdoor space. The group hosts LGBT-specific conversation groups for those as young as 16 years old. Unlike some facets of identity, such as preserved race or ability to identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or questioning, long story there, are often an invisible demographic. The organization says our move to create a single identity LGBTQRSTVWXYZ crew began when we recognized that the need to be much more purposeful in supporting this community. There's no such thing as a truly safe space. There are other safe spaces. One attendee said in a video promoting the program, the fact that this is a corp of queer people to explore their identities is not an important, it is essential. Okay, yeah, so it is so essential that we're giving $50,000 to that, but we're only giving $750, not even thousand, $750 period to people affected by a hurricane. Something doesn't feel right. And it's that your government hates you, this administration hates you, and you must remember this come November, because we need to vote these people out and we need to replace them with an organization that actually, or I would say an administration that actually cares about American citizens, and an administration that was actually better under that we saw in 2016 through 2021. So, with that being said, that's going to do it for this episode of the Demetrius Rougeau Show. If you did like this episode and you do want to see more, I do post new episodes of the show every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening, and I hope they have a great rest of your day.